Hey guys, quick update on the fish tank. So I learned a lot over this period about how to keep this. So this is the first time I kept Discus, and also the first time I kept a tank at this high of a temperature, and I think that's key. Um, Along with a couple other things, but I believe all the Discus are recovering. The the only thing is the red, the triple red, uh, the what's it called? Ruby Royal Red is still needs to recover. So he's the guy that's sitting down there a little bit, not really interacting as much. This is a yellow checkerboard discus that I got from before. He's still shy, not as aggressive as the other ones. The other ones will literally try to rip your hand off if you try to feed it. Um, so I think they're recovering. I treated them with Metro X for about 8 days or so, doing about on average about 20% water change each day. Um, right now the light is in the back. They're still kind of spooked by the light, so that's what I like to do. I also picked up some of this NLS A plus tropical fish food to kind of balance out their eating a little bit. So let me try to hopefully. What I've been doing with this, I've been mixing it with some of their live foods just to see if I sprinkle some on top. Let's see what happens. Um, yeah, so they're hopefully coming up there. It will sink eventually, so let's see if they eat it by itself. And it's not sinking yet. Hopefully it sinks soon. See, the red one is kind of floating up there now. He understands that there's some food coming. So I guess they're waiting for it to sink a little bit, I believe. Anyway, I've learned quite a bit. I think I'll go. I'll make a bigger video about what I did wrong. But I think the key things is number one. Um, you should not. So number one, the pH is a little bit too high, and when the pH is a little bit too high, you need to do more frequent water changes. Number two is the I should not have had a planted tank with all the substrate, with all this soil and bacteria, with juvenile discus. I think that's probably the key one. That's the key one right there, which you know is what I did wrong. Um, those are probably among other things I did wrong. So those are probably the big two. Is number one, I need to do more frequent water changes with a higher pH. My pH is around 8. Discus traditionally like to have pHs around 6.6 to 5.5 and whatnot, or sorry, around 6.6 to 6.8. So fairly acidic water. Um, so this is this is not acidic. This is more alkaline or more base. So that's the first thing. The other thing is basically just the planted tank. It should not have had a planted tank. And if you take a look at the leaves a little bit, because I kept the tank in the dark for so long during the treatment, that plant is actually dying off a little bit. So hopefully with the light in the back now, it's gonna grow, it's gonna try to recover a little bit. But yeah, that's one of the things that happened too. Fortunately, they're not eating that food as much. I guess I can always refund this apparently. So I think all the fish will be, even the one that's not doing that well, the triple red. I believe they take live food really well. So I think eventually everything will be okay. I hope. So I'm still doing the frequent water changes. I'm not treating with Metro Plus anymore. And in terms of water changes, it was very difficult to do that many water changes in that short of a time. It just takes way too long to do, too much carrying around. Even though I had a dolly, a furniture dolly, and the furniture dolly was pretty crappy too. Um, yeah, I need to do something else. So I tried using a tote before. The way I used the tote before is I was dragging it and it sprung a leak at the bottom because I was dragging it. I think if I don't drag it like this, just keep it in the container. This is 18 gallons of water. I think it will be okay like this. So now, as you can see, that the actual tote itself has widened quite a bit, but I still don't think I could do something. I could put a once I empty this water again, I can put like some supports on the side. But I think as long as I don't move the tote, I think this cheap $5 tote, $4 tote can actually hold the water that I need for a water change. And 18 gallons is like a 33%, 40% water change, which is perfect. So if I do that twice a week, that'll be perfect. But the question is, how do I get the water from here into the fish tank? And for that, I'm going to buy a pump to do that, and tubing as well. So I think with those two, I can basically put the tote into this closet here, and then so I'll use the pump to empty the water from the fish tank all the way to the sink over there, and then I'll use the pump from the closet where the tote is and empty and fill the tank again. And then afterwards, I will use the pump to get water from the sink all the way to the tote, and there we go. That should be a water change. So I think that I'm gonna go that way with it. Worst comes to worst, I'm gonna have to do it manually, which it's not great. But I think this will work. I've seen YouTubers and other people do this before. But so that's the update. The fish, most of the fish have recovered except for the triple red. And yeah, so that's it. And the other thing is I want one more discus. And there's this specific kind. It's called a silver pigeon red or something like that. Man, that one it's basically, it's a completely silver body with checkerboard or pigeons, yeah, markings of red or orange. That looks really, really nice. Like really, really nice. So I'm waiting for, but unfortunately, the only place that has it that's in Chicago is selling an adult one, and that one's like $300. There's no way I'm getting that one. So unless there's a juvenile or a 4-incher that I can kind of bargain for, um, that might not work out. Anyway, that's the update on the fish tank. A lot of big changes coming up. I'm going to redo the escape because, as you can see, is a disaster. Some and also, the plants are not doing quite well because I blacked out the tank for about about the whole time, 7 days. So a lot of the plants, the leaves are dying. So hopefully the plants will come back, but I'm gonna redo the escape because it's very difficult to clean at the moment. I don't think it's clean enough a for these juvenile discus. So that's kind of the plan. I'm gonna make a detailed video of what I did wrong, what I think I did wrong. I mean, I'm a newbie, but I think I know what I did wrong. So I'm gonna make a video about that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video and talk to you later.